Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview RJ Allen, who is now a new Four Oaks Middle School head coach. How are you doing, RJ?
I am doing well, man. Thank you so much for having me on the program. We're looking excited to it and so glad that you asked me to be on it. Thank you, bud.
You're welcome. Can you tell me about your coaching experience that you've had so far?
I started coaching 8 years ago. My very first coaching experience was I was hired at Charles B. Aycock, and I walked in there, and I was actually got hired that day to teach there, which was a dream of mine to always teach high school. I did not think I would be getting a coaching job the same day, but as I was walking out, I ran into Coach Brooks, who's the head football coach there, and he stopped me. He said, "Hey, you ever play football?" And I'm a fairly big guy, and so they just assumed I played football. And I went, "Yeah, I was a lineman, I was center," and we talked for a good 30 minutes, and then he offered me a coaching job on the same day. And I walked out of there on cloud nine, being a new teacher and a new football coach. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Um, and then I spent the next 6 years coaching football every year at Aycock. Became the JV head coach, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I loved coaching JV football. Um, and amongst that, they kind of said, "Hey, can you do this? Can you do that?" And I ended up coaching wrestling. I ended up coaching swimming, tennis. So, that one little thing of, "Hey, can you coach football?" turned in, "Hey, can you coach a lot of sports?" And I haven't slowed down. I have had an absolute ball coaching high school sports.
That's amazing. Uh, When they first mentioned about you coaching swimming and tennis, how were you like?
I'm gonna be honest. The first year, I turned it down. I just didn't think I knew enough about tennis. I played tennis. I played a lot of tennis growing up, and I was a good basic player. I was not. Uh, I didn't think I could give the team what they needed to learn. But they asked again the next year, and I finally, what? Hey, I don't have anything else to do, and it could be fun. And it turned out I ended up coaching boys tennis for the next 5 years. So it was a great experience the first year. Um, and I learned a lot. I knew a lot about football. So going into football, teaching basics and stuff like that was easy. Not playing tennis for 20 years and then all of a sudden having to coach it, I thought I would stumble a lot, but it wasn't that bad. I kind of picked right back up on it. And now, don't get me wrong, there were some players there that are much more advanced than I was and probably knew more than I did in tennis. But coaching's not just about knowing the sport, it's about motivating the players and um, getting the best out of them. And as a coach, over the years, that's what I've learned is more important. You can coach and you can teach, but motivating players and teaching them about life and just getting the best out of them on a day-to-day basis. That's what coaching is. So it's not always just knowing the sport. It's about building a team and building relationships and trust with the athletes.
That's so amazing. How did you know that you wanted to be a tennis coach at Aycock?
Um, I didn't. I didn't know until I actually started it. It was like I said, they had asked me one year, and I kind of just, I just don't think I'm going to be a good fit for that. And then I kind of thought about it throughout the year, and I really enjoyed coaching all the other sports. I coached. I like to coach all year round if I can, and I had the spring open that year, and I went, you know what? Let me coach. Let me coach tennis. What could be the worst? And we ended up making the playoffs my first year of coaching. So it was not due to me by any means. We had a really good team, and we did we did well that year. So I just kept doing it. It was a lot of fun.
How did you become the Four Oaks head coach for the middle school?
Um, well, I left Aycock probably about a month and a half, 2 months ago, just because I thought I needed, I was ready for a change. I loved Aycock and I loved the students there. I loved coaching there. And it was a great experience. I have nothing but great things to say about all the fun I had at Aycock. But I'm not one to just kind of stay in one place for 20 or 30 years. And it was time, I felt it in my gut. It was time for me to move on and try something new. And a position came open at Four Oaks Middle School to teach technology. And I had been teaching marketing for the past 7 years. And I said, hey, let me give this a shot. And I went there, interviewed, got the job, and I asked about sports. Told them I was interested, and you have to interview for all the coaching positions. So I interviewed, and then they said, "Hey, congratulations, you're the new head coach for Four Oaks Middle School." So I'm pretty excited. Uh, it's exciting that the fact that it's my first head coaching job as a football coach. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I know middle school is a lot of teaching techniques and teaching the game of football, and I think that's where uh, uh, I could be good for them. Teaching just the basics and getting the ground rules and getting them a foundation of football. So when they go to the next level at high school, they have a good foundation of what football is and what's expected at the next level. So yeah, pretty excited.
Do you think with the experience that you had at Aycock coaching, like for the defense and offense, it will help you when you move to Four Oaks as their new head
Oh
coach?
yes. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. Um, the other coaches at Aycock are just, they're brilliant. And they taught me so much. They knew so much about, the offense and the defense and special teams. And like I said, I knew a lot of the basic football stuff. It had been 20 years since I played, and of course I kept up with it because I love football. And I was a new coach, and they just took me in and really educated me well on football. And I was like a sponge. I soaked up everything I possibly could, and now I plan to use that and coach Four Oaks Middle School.
Do you think with being under Coach Brooks's wings, it helps you to become a great head coach when you get to Four
Oh,
Oaks?
well, I don't. Great is yet to be determined. I think it's going to help me uh, be a coach. You just when it's all yours, um, it's scary, it's fun, it's exciting, a lot of emotions, and so you want to do well. You go in with the intentions of doing your best, but you never know till you get there. You never know, and I'm walking into something brand new and build the trust and relationships with the athletes at Four Oaks Middle School to let them know, hey, sports is great, and you learn a lot with sports. But I've always looked at sports, especially as an adult coaching sports. It teaches young people so much about life. It's about taking chances, communication, working as a team, and all that stuff you have to do in your adult life. And to me, that's what sports is. Now, there are a few that go on and play college ball after high school, and that's very few. Um, so they can take it to the next level. Then after that, we've had a few go to the pro level. Um, but again, that's very rare. But teaching life through sports is my main concern when I coach. Of course, I want to win. You know, there's not a coach out there that doesn't want to win. But my main focus is teaching kids about life. And then if we win, that's just a plus.
What things are you looking forward to as you achieve the head coach job at Four Oaks Middle?
You know what? I remember, I'm going to go back a little bit. I remember when I was in business, and oh, gracious, this was a long time ago. Marjorie and I, my wife and I, had been married probably for about 10 years. And we were passing on the road. We were on Royal Avenue here in Goldsboro. And we were passing the boys club. And I saw all those kids out there practicing football. And I remember me being out there playing football when I was played on Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. And it just hit me. It hit my heart real heavy. And I was just like, what I would do to go out there and coach football again, or coach football. Because, you know, at that point in my life, I never thought, you know, it was in the cards for me to go and coach and do the things I do now. I was in business. Business was, you know, I was all over the place doing a lot of different things in business. And I just never thought that I would do it. And I always think back to that when I think about coaching or talk about coaching, is that one moment in life where I was like, you know, I wish I could do that, but I just don't think it's in the cards for me. And now I've been doing it for 8 years, and it's the best feeling in the world. I guess what do I expect? I expect more out of me than I do the kids. I expect to be a leader that they can look up to. I expect to be the coach that teaches them the basics of football. I put a lot more pressure on myself of being a good coach and teaching the basics than I will probably ever put on the kids. And now I know there's some kids that played football for me that are like, no, that guy's crazy. That guy's crazy. But I think if we look back and they look back, we had a lot of fun. My athletes that have played for me always have a lot of stories about me. But they always are good, and we've always had a lot of fun, and I plan to continue that at Four Oaks Middle.
Looking 5 years or 10 years down the line after you became a icon at Four Oaks, do you see yourself moving to the high school level to become a head coach if a job opening comes up?
Brandon, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. It's really going to depend on, and I can tell you and the people listen, I'm a Christian, and I really believe in God's plan for your life. You know, I knew it was time for me to leave Aycock, and I made that jump, and I feel this is where I'm supposed to be right now. 5 years from now, I might be back at high school, or I might still be at Four Oaks Middle School. It really depends on what God's plans are for me. And you know, I don't think he all of a sudden just jumps up and goes, hey, it's time for you to go. It's a process like it was at Aycock. And I knew when it was time for me to leave. And so I took that step then. And, you know, I hope to be at Four Oaks for quite some time. And, you know, yeah, I would like to maybe one day go back and coach high school and maybe be a head coach for football. But that's not my main objective right now. My main objective, I can't even say the word. My main objective is to go out there, do the best I can every single day for the athletes and the students at Four Oaks. And that's what I want to do.
How do you think your motivational business, Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit, has impacted your coaching?
It's made me more aware to stay more positive. that dream big, pray hard, never quit has grown more than more than I ever dreamed of. And there's the good and the bad. The good is that it's grown. Um, and I don't want to say this is bad by any means. I think it makes me more aware of the way people view me now. So I feel like I have the responsibility to be positive and motivating and upbeat all the time when people see me. And I think I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that at all. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes when I'm in by myself and at the house, it feels good to just relax and go, okay, no one's around me. I can just, veg out for a little bit and not have to worry. And I don't worry about dream big. Um, but I think it has helped me uh, to not just to be a better coach, but to be a better person. When I do a lot of the dream big stuff, I'm not just doing it for everybody else. I'm doing it a lot for me. A lot of the stories and everything that I tell with dream big come out of me because I've gone through it. And I know if I've gone through it, there's probably a lot of other people that have gone through it. So I kind of allow me in my life to be an open book for everybody else to learn from.
What advice will you give your Four Oaks middle schools as you get prepared for them?
Have fun. Have fun. Look, um, some of them will not go on to play high school football. I know that, you know. And then, you get to high school, most of them will not go on to play college sports. So enjoy it while you're in it. And that's all I can do. I want them to leave Four Oaks Middle School when they go to high school and say, you know what? We had a great time playing football. And whatever else it is I coach or teach, I want them to go to the next level and say, man, Coach Allen was a lot of fun. He taught us a lot of stuff, not just about, school, but about life. And if they do that, that's my main goal. And that was my main goal at Aycock as well. I want all the kids to have fun in class, have fun in life, learn. So when they do get out on their own, they remember some of the lessons that they learned in my classes and the things that I taught them coaching that they can use in life.
Thank you, RJ Allen, for this interview. Please feel free to plug your social media handle.
Hey, guys, look, you get a chance, go to dreambigprayhardneverquit.com. It's my website. Or on social media, Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit, or RJ Allen. So, Brandon, thank you so much for letting me be here. Had a lot of fun. Thank you for asking some great questions. I hope I was not a bore to you or the people listening.
Thank you for listening to Brandon Sports Talk. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook, Brandon Sports Talk on Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at talk_Brandon, and you can find us at YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, follow, and share. Thank you, RJ Allen, for this interview.
Thank you, buddy.